Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sports Hub exclusive series episode. As today I am currently here in South Florida and here at Palm Beach, and I'm about to make my way to Cacti Park at the Palm Beach to watch a Grapefruit League spring training game between the Houston Astros versus Miami Marlins. Now, this is the first time I am going to a spring training game in the Grapefruit League, and I'm excited to see how this is going to be because, you know, I've always hear about spring training being just kind of like an exhibition game, and basically it's kind of a mixture between a couple of the prospects from both of these teams and also some starters playing in this game. But still, I expect it should be a lot of fun attending this one, especially, you know, this is one of the newer stadium in the spring training Grapefruit League. I believe this is a stadium that was just opened back in 2017. It's actually the second newest ballpark here in the Grapefruit League in the spring training. So yeah, let's see how this game is going to turn out. Come and join me to Palm Beach and go into Cacti Park to find out how this game is going to turn out. So I've just arrived here at the parking lot and I'm making my way to the venue of today's game. Now, just like many spring training site here in the Grapefruit League, this is actually a venue that is shared by two teams. It's as you can see, the home of the Washington Nationals, but it's also the home of the Houston Astros as well. In fact, the Astros are going to be designated as the home team today. All right, so we just made our way inside the venue, and it looks like there is a bit of a simulation game going on right here. Looks like this is the Washington Nationals, and they're just doing some practice or a simulation game, as I assume. Don't know exactly who are these players, but there's a couple of fans, of course, watching here. Got the pitchers basically doing some warm-up here. Obviously, the stadium is going to be somewhere here. I can see the floodlights there in the distance, but I'll definitely watch this for a bit. Check it out before we get into the venue of today's game.
That's a souvenir later for someone.
So as we're making our walk to the stadium, you see there's also a couple more practice field right here. I believe this side is actually the National side, because when I look on the map, looks like since both the Astros and the Nationals share this same venue, they have their practice field on different sides. So the side that I'm on here is the National side. I might go check out the Astros side before I head into the stadium right there. So it looks like we're now at the main entrance of the stadium. Now I try to go over there to see if I can see the Astro practice field, but unfortunately it looks like this is also the entrance on the other side. So unfortunately I'm not going to be able to see the Astro sides of it, but you do see the logo right there, and then over here you also see the Washington National logo as well. As I said, you know, this is a venue that is shared by both teams. I guess this is pretty much the closest I can get in terms of seeing some of the practice field that the Houston Astros use. All right, so we have now made our way inside the stadium. First things first, let's take a look at the lineup for today. Of course, as I said, this is a mixture of players that are starting players and also a mixture of some prospect player for both of the team. Exactly name who's the starting pitcher, but I guess we'll find out in just a bit. But this is, of course, the lineup for both teams. So this is our first view of the actual field, and look at that, it is absolutely gorgeous here. Obviously, I can kind of already tell this is a very new venue because it definitely has that newish kind of look compared to some of the other spring training kind of venue that I've seen online. And also looks like when it comes to splitting both team in terms of the way that how both of these teams kind of owns this venue, it kind of continue inside the venue. Here on the right side you have the Washington National, of course, and then over there on the left side you have the Astros and all the pennant and also the World Series that they've won. All right, so I'm actually at this picnic area now. I'm not quite sure if these are actually picnic tables that you have to buy tickets for, because I can see there's like an H here, which usually means that this is probably one of the seated section. But throughout this game, as I always do whenever I go to a baseball game, I'll be walking around. I'll definitely make my way to the lawn over there as well, and my seat is actually going to be somewhere over there. I'll probably, for the first 2 innings, I'll sit at my seat, but I'll just kind of make my way around the stadium, kind of give you guys a different perspective in terms of this stadium. All right, so I just went over there to the H-Town Bar and Grill to get myself a mac and cheese barbecue brisket. Looks really nice with the mac and cheese and also the cilantro and also the brisket there. Let's take a bite of it. And by the way, this of course is the food segment of the Sports Hub exclusive. I brought it back. It's very, very good there. Now, unfortunately, as I went around the ballpark, I tried to see if there may be some specialty. I even asked the people if there's any specialty, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of specialty restaurant here at this stadium. It's mostly just kind of your typical ballpark food with hot dogs, nachos, and stuff like that. But I'll probably keep an eye and see if I can maybe find some specialty. Especially, I'm definitely going to go to that ice cream concession there since it's still relatively hot here in South Florida. Looks like we got some Marlins player are doing a bit of a catch right there. I haven't seen any of the Houston Astros player yet. And you can see there's a lot of Houston Astros fans just kind of waiting for them to come out. You see a couple of guys in the bullpen, but they're just kind of sitting down. We still got about 30 minutes before first pitch, and I'm actually probably just gonna stand right here for the first couple of innings because there's actually a really nice view of the home plate right there. All right, now it looks like both teams have made their way onto the field. They're also announcing the Marlins batting lineup. So as you can see, fans have made their way inside the stadium. It's not a sellout today. Obviously, we still have a lot of empty seats. But yeah, with just a bit, we're going to get ready for the start of this game, which will happen in just about 10 minutes. And here comes the Astro player as they're now making their way onto the field. In just a bit, we're going to get ready for the start of this game between the Astro and the Marlins, with the Marlins, of course, batting first as the designated road team in this game. Oh, that is gonna be right to the center fielder. Definitely sound well when it first hit, but it did kind of hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and that's how this ball game starts with one out here in the top of the first. That's a 1-2-3 inning for both teams, so relatively quiet start to this game, but after one, it's scoreless between the Marlins and the Astros. Oh, that's a shattered bat. Looks like he didn't hit the base runner there, but that looks definitely dangerous whenever you see a shattered bat. It's just started to become very windy here. Oh, nice picked here, and that is the third out, as that is the end of the second inning, which means that I'm going to make my way to my seat. And for these next two innings, I'm going to be watching this game from my seat. All right, so now I am at my seat, and look at this view right here, right behind home plate. Of course, I would love to stay here for pretty much the entire game, but as you know, I do like to walk around the ballpark, but it's very, very tempting to kind of stay here for the entire game. We have this kind of view. And that's a base hit. Only the second hit of the afternoon here. Lays that one on to the left side. Well, it looks like we are going to have an ABS. This is something that is going to be new this season. And that is going to be a strike. I was also wondering, when are they ever going to use it, because we haven't seen it up till now, but that was pretty clearly a strike. Strike three. That is now 5K for the Astros. The Marlins stranded runner in first and second. Still no score here. And that's a walk. Well, maybe not, because it looks like it's going to be a challenge. Let's see. You get two of these. And that is a strike, so strike three. It's very close. Look at that. That is very, very close. And I say you get two challenges. Of course, if you get it right after two tries, you get another one. Oh, nice place. Throw the first, and Is he out? Yep, he did. He tagged him. So after 4 innings, still no score, and the Astros still haven't got a hit here after 4 innings. All right, so now I am making my way to this little picnic table here. I'll be watching for the next couple of innings here. I also got an Italian ice cream ice here and also a hot dog, because obviously it's not a baseball game without a hot dog. Yeah, let me actually see if I can actually taste this ice cream. It's actually very windy right now. Actually, let's do this here. Take a little dip. Very, very good. By the way, from where I'm standing, I can also see the bullpen warming up here for the Astro, and there's got a lot of Astro fans basically seeing the bullpen warming up. Assuming they're gonna get a new pitcher coming in at the bottom of the 6th inning. Which, by the way, speaking of which, as you can see on the scoreboard, it is still 0-0. There's only been 2 hits in this game. It's kind of a pitching duel, which is something I wasn't expecting for spring training, because I always hear that sometimes in spring training the scoring could be very high, especially when you play in a minor league ballpark, but that's not the case. There's only been 2 hits. There's only been twice that we have seen each of these teams have players in runner in scoring position. That is strike 3, so 6 innings to play, and the Astros have yet to get a hit. All right, so you know how earlier I said I was going to go out and check out the Astro part of the warm-up field? Well, this basically is it. As you can see, they have 2 fields right here. Obviously, there's no player right now because all the players are playing right down there. So I'm now make my way to right field, right in front of the scoreboard as well. 0-2 pitch. Got him. So that is 7 no-hit inning for the Marlins. But they still haven't scored a run themselves, so heading into the 8th, still scoreless between the Marlins and the Astros. All right, so for these final inning and a half, I'm going to be basically sitting here at the lawn watching the rest of the game. And by the way, there is no tie in spring training, so this game does end 0-0. It will end 0-0. And obviously, I hope that won't be the case, because I want to see at least a run or 2 in this game. And also, you can see there are some dark clouds in the horizon there. Hopefully, the rain doesn't start to come, because, you know, not only the fact that this has been a classic example of a pitching duel, but we might be in for some history too, because this is by far the deepest I've ever seen a team heading in with a no-hitter. Runner goes, and the tag is not in time, so the Astro has runner in scoring position. Something we haven't said a lot today. Obviously, they still need the hit to drive in this run, and that's something we just have not seen so far in this game. This would definitely be a great time to finally get that hit for the host. Remember, they reach on an error, and that is going to be a base hit. And that is also going to score the first run of the afternoon. The no-hitter is over. The shutout is over as well on the scoreboard, as the Astro leads at 1-0 here on their first hit of the game. Oh, that has popped up. And that is going to be caught. So all of a sudden, the Marlins are down to their last 3 outs, because the Astros have scored run. It's not showing there on the scoreboard. They got their first hit here in the 8th, and it was a crucial one, and it could be the difference in this game as we head into the top of the 9th inning. It's really cooled off now that the sun had disappeared from the rain clouds. Here's the 2-2, and he got him, and that is the ball game. The Astro wins on the 8th strikeout of the game, and despite only having 1 hit in this entire game, they win at 1-0 over the Miami Marlins.
I'm off tomorrow.
You're off tomorrow. You're off.
So it's just finished here at Cacti Park of the Palm Beach, as in the end the Astros win it 1-0 over the Marlins. And I'll tell you what, I was not expecting a pitching duel today. I mean, there was a good pitching tool that was going on where, you know, both teams have only had 4 hits in this one. The Astros, they were no hit for pretty much the entire game, and then on their first hit of the game, of course, they scored the first run of the game, and turns out to be the only run of this game as well. But yeah, in many ways, definitely had a great time here, even though it was relatively short. I mean, this was a really quick game because of the fact that there wasn't really a lot of hits and a lot of offense whatsoever. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you leave a like, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time with another Sports Hall exclusive series episode.